talking about? It ain't the ship, it's the men. It ain't the officers, it's us. I make the ship go, and don't you forget it. I make her go.
Did you ever see your picture in the paper? Did the skipper ever hand you a little tin whistle or two?
You talk too much.
That's what his mother told him when he's only 1 day old. If he had a mother.
Nah.
We've been here before.
Twice.
So we've moved in a circle again. That's one of the sad things about this life we live. There's only just so many saloons. Well, who has money left? Not me.
We'll drink our drinks on Mr. Long.
Huh?
Who's been a guest of honors much too long.
Oh, no. I'm saving what I got left. For a reason.
That again. And what you fixing to buy this time that you'll never get?
Oh, I'm going to buy something I can play. I always had a soul for music.
Well, a drink would be better for you and easier on us.
Yeah?
You want me to turn your keel side up and shake your savings out of you? How are you, Hayward?
Muito obrigado, amigo.
Nice to take another fellow's seat.
You boys have had enough. It's drinking causes all the misunderstanding between men. Now go quietly back to your ship and stay out of trouble.
Zaraga.
Hadne kopaskana, mogło horestanie, zadziekania. Paga, masa.
Money.
Muito obrigado.
Danza?
Tell me, Hank, have you ever known a woman whose face you could remember if you wanted to? Not even your mother?
I run away from mine when I was a kid. I'm glad to beat it, too. There was nothing for me but lickings, that was all. But you can bet no one's ever licked me since. You guys want to try it?
How old were you when?
I don't know, 7 or 8. What about it?
Nothing. There was a man named Samson. Strength was his purpose and strength was his reason and his only defense against the world and its ways.
You talk too much. It's me that makes the ship go, me.
We're back to that again.
She's a good ship. There's none better.
Sure, Hank.
You talk of her the way I'd talk of the woman I loved, if I was fool enough to love a woman.
Dames, huh? That's a lot of tripe. They'll double-cross you for a nickel or even nothing. Treat them rough, that's me, the whole bunch of them. They don't belong, they don't amount to nothing. Who makes the old tub go? It's us guys. Me! I make her go.
You got a dream in your Hank. A crazy, killing dream. It makes no sense. Now, Hank, you're mad at nobody. Not even him.
There's plenty of us to see that you get fair play and no interference.
Hiya, Hank. You signed on for another voyage on the old tub. That's me, brother. I'm not that dumb.
She's my ship, and I like her. Nobody calls her a tub.
No, get out of this house. No one trouble. Anybody fight anybody, police arrest everybody. You make too much trouble. Get out that order, Peter. Get out. Anybody fight anybody, police
Put
arrest
holes in
everybody.
her boilers with a poke of me fingertips. She leaks like a junk pile sieve and should have been beached after the last war. That's how far behind the parade she is. I say she's a rotten, stinking tub.
She's a good ship. They can't sink her and they can't stop her. She's no tub.
Él es el culpado.
¿Quién es responsable?
Sí, él es el culpado.
¿Y ese?
Sí,
¿Y los otros?
sí.
I was just an innocent bystander. I'm a peaceful American citizen. Music's my trade.
Minha papel é destroçada.
Meus papéis, eu sou responsável. Seu patrão.
Ele é o this man, he start big fight, ruined my business. Best cafe in Lisbon, now she's wrecked.
All right, present your bill to our owner's agent. He'll settle for any damage you can show was done by men off our ship. To show you can prove what you claim. Está bem?
Sí, está bem.
Consult.
Vamos.
Bring it up, men. Back to the ship.
Come along, Hank. Come along.
Wait a minute.
I didn't sign up for another trip.
If you'd rather be on the beach in Lisbon than spending your pay in New York, that's up to you.
But these boys will throw you in the calabozo and throw away the key if you're not aboard in 10 minutes.
Pero es muy importante. Arruinado. Miguel, capa delfina. Minha guarda-espina está vermelha.
Well, we've spent our pay and we've had our pleasure.
Come on, boys, back to the ship. Snap it up.
Snap it up, says Mr. Lazar. You'd think he was the captain instead of the second engineer.
Nobody tells me to snap it up. I'm there when I'm ready. She don't sail without me. She can't. I make her go. What does he do? Toot a whistle.
Well, it's the way of the world. Some blows on whistles and others listens and does as they're told.
You talk too much.
That I do, that I do.
Francisco, pomożesz. Milada, honem, płatkaw. Padenka, honem, Francisco, honem.
Aquí estoy de nuevo, Manuel. Yo paso a tripulante.
Okay, Tony.
Why should I?
The wail of the banshee.
What's this?
Passage.
We never hauled no passengers before.
Well, we'll have what the owners tell us to haul, me bucko.
Oh, I don't like them. Passengers are bad luck. Jolters.
I wouldn't say that.
No, the poor people trying to get where they'll be safe and they'll be free. Ah, try and hold back your tears. We're back onto it again. Feed the furnaces and feed our lives and our hearts along with the coal, and for what?
You talk too much. Go on.
All set, Manuel?
Except for these. The hotel sent down the passport, but the people, they have not come.
Well, that's Helen Parker.
You know her?
Yeah, I knew her in New York. You sure she's not on it?
Not yet, I am sure.
Well, that's funny. It's getting late. As for me, tell him I'll be right back.
Okay, Tony.
There's the Baron with that girl again. Look at him. Do you ever see anyone more devoted?
I'd rather look at her. She's something special.
You know who she is, don't you? Mildred Douglas, the American girl. More money than she can spend. Although I must say, she seems to try.
Mildred Douglas. So the Baron's in love.
Good evening. Are you looking for someone?
Yes, Miss Douglas.
Oh, that's perfectly all right. Table 11.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Aldo. Mildred, we haven't much time. We're supposed to be on the ship in 15 minutes.
Ship? Don't be absurd. We're going back by clipper. I told Mr. Cutler to get us on it.
Well, that's out of the question. You know it is. We're lucky to have any sort of accommodations.
We came here by Clipper. I don't see why we can't go back that way.
Well, we can't, so let's make the best of it. I'll meet you in the lobby. I want to say goodbye to Mr. Cutler. Goodbye, Aldo.
Goodbye. You didn't tell me you were leaving.
Didn't I?
I think you had no intention of telling me.
You mustn't think. Just dance and make pretty speeches. Don't think.
So you had no intention of telling me. You are very beautiful and very strange.
Thank you.
The lady smiles. I am rewarded.
That, I suppose, is your idea of humor.
On the contrary, I am most serious. It is you who have such a magnificent sense of humor.
Yes?
You've kept me at your heels like a patient little puppy. Then without warning you, you're gone.
What did you expect?
You always tease the animals, but never feed them.
I don't like saying goodbye, Helen. You've done a great job here, and I hope you'll hurry back.
Well, I'm planning to, Mr. Cutler. I'll try and come back on the same ship.
There'll be a lot of work waiting for you.
I know, but I'll be back. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Helen. Good luck.
Sinto muito, cavalheiro. Telefonei para o quarto, mas ninguém responde.
Tem paciência?
Absolutamente.
Muito obrigado.
Não tem de quê.
Tony Lazar.
Helen, I've just been asking for you.
I checked out. I'm leaving tonight.
I know, I've just found out. You're sailing with us.
You mean we're going back together? That's a pleasant surprise.
What can I do to help? Is your luggage down?
Yes, but I can manage.
I'll have it taken care of. Say, this is swell. I wish we weren't so rushed. We could do the town together.
That sounds like old times.
Passa favor de levar as malas para fora. Si, senora. I phoned you last time we were in New York.
Put those with the others. Mr. Cutler.
Yes? I'm sorry, Miss Douglas. I'm busy.
I suppose what Helen told me is true.
What did Helen tell you, Miss Douglas?
That we've got to accept accommodations on a filthy little freighter that shouldn't be allowed to leave the dock, much less carry passengers.
It's true that I managed to find a place for you aboard the freighter.
You managed? That's amusing. Mr. Cutler, it occurs to me you didn't really try.
I've done as much as I can.
Of course, if I'd known it was going to be like this, I wouldn't have come here with Helen.
Helen came to work. There's a job to be done, and Helen wanted to help do it. Your passport indicated that you came here for the same purpose. You haven't shown the slightest interest in anything but having a good time.
I've been amused.
I'm glad we were successful in entertaining you. Most of us find it impossible to be amused by the tragic spectacle that is all around us.
Is this a sermon, Mr. Cutler?
I've had to give you passage that should go to people like these. To them, that filthy little freighter means a chance to live. I don't suppose that would interest you.
You're a very sentimental man.
Not sentimental, Miss Douglas, discerning. I'm not concerned with the fact that you're wealthy, important. To me, you're demanding and inconsiderate. You seem to think that your position gives you an advantage over other people. Frankly, I'm not impressed.
You'll find it unfortunate, Mr. Cutler, that you're so impractical. Hello.
Oh, Mildred. Mildred, I want you to meet Tony Lazar. Tony, this is Miss Douglas.
Hello.
We're in luck, Mildred. Tony has taken care of our luggage, and he's going to see that we get to the customs.
That's very kind of you.
Not at all. We better get started, or they'll sail without us.
Oh, they'll wait. I have to pick up a few things. Will you help me with them?
Sure.
Darling, you get a cab. We'll meet you outside.
there!
Pea jacket down here, me in his shirt. Pick it up and save it like your back, will you?
I sure will.
Thanks, I'll appreciate it.
I'll take good care of it.
All right, dear, thanks.
Hello, Bob. Hello. Have a nice trip.
Okay.
Ghastly.
Well, it isn't luxurious, I'll admit. Hey, did you leave anything in that shop, darling?
Who gets this?
I'd hate to take a bet on who gets it.
Not that there's any choice. This must have made of straw.
Seashells. Come on, Mildred. It isn't going to be that bad. We're lucky.
Maybe you think so. I don't. We haven't got room enough to breathe. Look, how do they expect us to put anything in there? Cold.
Well, it's the best there is.
At least if they gave us 2 cabins.
Sure, Duchess, or the bridal suite.
We'd have room enough to move around. It'd be a little better. I wonder.
Yes, who's there?
Come in. Yes, sir?
I sent asking for you at sailing time, Mr. Lazar.
I'm sorry, Chief. I had some personal business.
Aye, I saw it from the bridge. It's too bad they had to have a war and put the cruise ships out of style. You'd look fine in whites, kissing hands at a masquerade. Well, Tony, I think I'd let the ladies watch out for themselves from here to New York. This trip, there'll be other things for us to watch out for.
Yes, sir.
We're joining a convoy somewhere offshore inside of the next few hours. Now, we're 5 knots slower at our best and luckiest than the fine modern oil burners we're joining up with. The captain wants speed, and I've got to have steam. In your ship, same as the others.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
Oh, yes. Captain may order a drill first day out. I'll pass word around among the passengers to start getting used to their life jackets.
Okay, Chief.
More coal. What does he do? Blow a whistle. But who makes the ship go? Me! Us! We make her go!
Hank, you're shoveling the heart out of yourself. Stop showing off now.
Shut up and feed them! Feed them, you hear me? They're hungry! It's cold! Feed them! Feed them! Feed them! You hear me? They're hungry!
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Tony.
I'd say it was worth it.
Thank you, sir.
How'd you make out?
Oh, all the comforts of home.
I know. Mine's up forward, the presidential suite.
Tony, another strike. Second engineer. That's wonderful. Important things have been happening to you. I'm very happy for you, Tony.
Thank you, Helen. I'm still blaming myself for not knowing you were in Lisbon.
I wish you had.
You didn't have to go 3,000 miles to avoid me.
Tony, you silly.
By the way, what were you doing in Lisbon?
I'll tell you all about it sometime. Come on, let's go up on the upper deck.
Hobnobbing with ex-kings and queens, dining with the international set.
Tony, you know me better than that.
I'd have taken you to Gogi the Greeks. I bet you've never been there.
No.
The best passata maker in the whole of Lisbon, and with an eye for the ladies. You'd have charmed him. Linda de Pariga. I'd have introduced you to some friends of mine, all unimportant people.
I'd have loved that, Tony.
Good morning, good morning. I tell my wife you are the lady who happens to go on ship. So это паинчина помагается до одного.
Áno. Áno, jak je to možný? Milosť moja, ďakujú. Kiss the hand, moja dušinka, ďakujú. Kiss the hand, kiss the hand.
She does not speak English.
Áno, áno.
She says thank you for helping us to go to America.
You're very welcome.
Kiss the hand.
You like music?
Yes, fine.
I'll play for you. Ja se hraje pro pani.
Áno, on hraje hezky. Prosím, prosím. Prosím, príď, ponem.
Well?
How could I? We're crowded in together like two very uncomfortable sardines, Helen and I. The place is scarcely large enough for one, but for two.
I'd be glad to let you have my cabin. I could bunk in with the radio operator. I'm afraid the captain would never hear of the rules, you know.
The trouble with most regulations is they're not suited to the individual. Don't you think so?
Like getting acquainted with your life jacket?
But it's so unbecoming.
But very handy sometimes. Too bad you and Helen can't be more comfortable.
Let's walk. Up and down, up and down. I suppose we'll be doing this for days.
This isn't a cruise ship, you know.
That's obvious. Well, I suppose we'll have to make the best of it. Hope we can it.
That was lovely, lovely. Frantičku, prosím, Andulka, Medice.
Come on, you guys. Time for your bath. Good for what ails you. Take it easy, Hank.
All right, Hank, all right.
Yes, sir, Hank. You're quite a fella, quite a fella.
If you last.
I'll last. I'll be making her go, and those guys up on top are laid away, and their whistles are where they ought to be.
I've been young, too, and I've been sure in my time. Ah, there was beautiful ships in them days. Tall sails touching the sky, cutting through the night and through the sun. The ocean was the ocean then, the ships were ships. It's different now. Black smoke from the funnels smudging up the decks. The engines pounding and throbbing and choking our lungs with the coal dust, breaking our backs in the heat of the stokehole. And we shoveling our hearts and our lives into the furnaces along with the coal, caged in with never even a sight of the sky.
What's that you're looking at? That's sky, ain't it? And we ain't no cage. And the smoke smells good. And I got my heart in me as good as ever. Always will be.
You'll go like that, with a shovel in your hand. Now, Patty's right.
He's wrong.
Flesh and blood wheels of the engine. That's all we are.
Well, what's the matter with that? That's good. Fire and steel and steam. 25 knots an hour, that's us. What more do we want?
25 knots, he says.
10 it is, and a slow 10. Fool yourself if you want to have it. But don't think, don't dream. You wasn't built for it. But heaven help you the day the time comes when the furnaces and your strength ain't enough.
You talk too much.
That he does, that he does.
I got a furnace to feed right now, and it's hungry. Let's go below and grab our grub. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
Come on, let's feed them.
I can have your cabin. The captain said so. Well, that is, if you haven't changed your mind.
course not, but... Well, I'm a little surprised.
It was just a matter of making him understand.
After all, it does say on our passports we had a reason for going to Lisbon. A lot of influential friends of mine might be upset to know that the captain hadn't tried to do his best for me. Eh?
I'm sorry, you can't smoke here.
Nonsense.
Smoking isn't allowed on deck at night.
Is that another one of your regulations?
You can have a smoke inside if you like.
All right.
I had no idea you could be so stern.
We have to be careful about lights, Mildred. Even a little thing like a match can be seen for miles out at sea.
I suppose you think I'm a dangerous character.
Why don't you give me a chance to find out?
You and the Admiral, I presume.
Well, that's Mr. McDougal, our chief engineer. I've learned a lot from him. Been with him ever since I signed up. I was taken to Rio de Janeiro.
I like Rio.
You've been to lots of places, haven't you?
Quite a few, but I move around. If I'm bored with a place, I leave.
Are you like that with men who fall in love with you?
Let's get started, Tony. You can begin to pack your things now. Mildred? Yes. Hello, darling. I'm moving. The Ritz. Better accommodations, no doubt. Not better. Roomier. On this ship. What am I supposed to do, guess? Oh, that isn't too difficult. Into Tony's cabin. Into Tony's cabin? Uh-huh. Oh, he's moving in with the radio operator. That's nice of Tony. Tony, the perfect seagoing Samaritan. You two seem to be getting along fine together. I mean... This is ready. Take it over for me, will you, darling? Okay, Duchess. Take over these, too, will you? Oh, don't forget to come back for another load, darling.
Yes, Helen. Here, let me.
Thanks, Tony.
I'll get the rest.
You'll need a trailer.
There's no reason why you should bother.
Oh, I don't mind. I've traveled with Mildred before.
You and Mildred have been friends for a long time, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. We grew up together. Went to the same schools.
I guess you know her better than anyone.
I think I do.
Ashore. This is just too tough for him. What are you up to?
I just want to keep my eye on the property. There's thieves on this boat, believe it or not.
Come on, feed them. Just ain't got the strength for a man's work like this. All right, come on, boys. Pitch it in there. Feed them, they're hungry. They've been starved for hours. Come on, get going. Come on, boys. Feed them. Get that steam up where it ought to be. Pitch it. Come on, boys. Let's go.
Mildred?
Yes.
I'm not ready yet. I thought you said an hour.
Don't rush, darling. As it happens, I have an engagement.
Ooh, a date at the embassy?
Quite the opposite. I'm paying a visit to the stoker. Way, way down in the engine room where no woman has ever trod.
Mildred, you're not serious. They won't let you go down there. They don't allow women in that stoker.
They?
You know very well it's against the rules.
I didn't have any trouble with that other rule about the cabin.
So you went to the captain again.
The captain knows it's wise to do as much as possible for me. I'm sure he'd be the last person in the world to object. I want to see how the other half lives. Think I'll enjoy it. This time I enjoyed something on this ship, I've been bored to distraction.
It hasn't been very exciting for any of us. If I were you, I'd be a little more cooperative.
What a quaint word, darling.
You might get someone into trouble. Is Tony taking you? So you told Tony you had the captain's permission.
Darling, you should have been a lawyer. You're wonderful at cross-examinations.
You think it's fair to Tony? He's worked hard to get where he is now. This might mean his job.
How dramatic you are.
Mildred, wait. I'm afraid you don't understand.
Tony's a big boy. He'll have to take care of himself. Don't worry, he's quite capable. Bye-bye. Cinderella will be home before midnight.
Yes, Chief. No, this is Anderson. Well, Mr. Lazar's not here. Yes, sir. All right, sir. Chief wants more steam. We need another 3 knots, and 5 would be better.
All set.
You're not going below like that. Your dress will be ruined.
What's a dress? I've dozens of them.
Mildred, you won't like it. It's dingy and depressing. I wish you'd change your mind.
But I'm not going to change my mind. Of course, if it's too much trouble...
You know I don't mean that.
Come on, Tony. Which way?
Slave driver.
Fade him! It ain't for him and his whistle. We make her go. Come on, fade him! What's the matter with you? Pull it on, they're hungry!
I can't go no more. His back is broken, I tell you. It's beaten on there.
We never signed on to kill ourselves dead for the sake of a guy with a whistle. Or you neither.
Shut up and get going! Get back in here! Give her a call, you guys! Catch it into her! Feel her move! Bring it in there!
Watch her go! Bring it into her! Take it in! Let her ride! All together now! Give it to her! Come on! Come on, you guys, give me control! Shut up with that! Shut up with I tell you! I'll knock your brains out! I'll bust your skull in! I'll drive that whistle down your throat! Shut up! Come down here, the lot of you out! Touch me, you ape! You hairy ape!
You've better, Miss Douglas, I hope. The sedative it helped? She'll be all right, you see. The air is the best medicine. It was the nerves.
Nerves.
Thank you, Doctor. You've been very kind.
I only do what I can.
Then why don't you go away? Why don't the two of you stop fussing over me? She'll be all right, I am sure. She will be all right. Leave me alone.
Oh. Oh.
Better wash up. After it'll stick to you, gets under the skin, expulsively, give you the itch. I'm your friend, Hank. I'm speaking only as your friend. It's a dangerous thing that you're thinking. Forget it. Forget all about it. It's only a dead man's whisper.
You talk too much.
Who asked you?
Forget it. That's what he says. So the dame gives orders she wants to see the animals below decks. So what?
The more you talk, the worse you make it sound. Well, what was it after all? The lady come down below to see what truly makes the ship go, that's all.
Yeah, with Mr. Lazar, like a bellboy in one of them fancy hotels. See this, says he? My little whistle. I make the ship go, says Mr. Lazar. And then she calls... Oh, I never saw a woman insult Hank before and get away with it.
You talk too much. Pay him no mind, Hank. Pay him no mind.
Is it my fault Lady Whiteface comes to see the animals? And Mr. Lazar points at us and says, here you are. Right in this cage, ladies and gentlemen, is a kind of baboon you've never seen before. Shall I play that for you in my concertina?
Let the words be spoken and then forgotten, and let you remain the man you've always been.
No white-faced dame can call me an ape.
Take it easy, Hank.
I gotta see her again. I gotta find out. I gotta find out.
Wait, Hank, don't be a fool.
Will you stop now, Hank, before you go too far?
Will you listen to reason, Hank? What can you do about it? How can a man strike back at the words of a woman? Now that you've seen her again, can you have hatred for the likes of her?
Break her in two like nothing. That's what she is. Nothing.
That's what we've been telling you.
Picture in a furnace with one hand. Who does she think she is?
She knows who she is, me bucko. Now, come along back to folks where you belong.
Try not to think about it anymore. There's nothing to be afraid of.
I'm not afraid. I didn't say I was afraid. I just can't forget it. Isn't it easy? I see him coming in. Even when I close my eyes, I see him. The way he looked coming in. Like a beast. A dirty, smelling beast.
You're a liar. Get back below. I said get down where you belong.
What's the matter, Hank? Can't you take it? The day got you down? Ain't no more, Hank.
Save your breath for the shovel. Go on, start throwing coal.
I guess we better do that, only we hate to show you boys up. Too bad, Hank. You're falling apart. Just because a dame calls you a...
You draw your pay as a boss stoker, but a punk kid could throw more coal than you throw. You'll spend the rest of this voyage in the brig if you don't get yourself straightened out.
There's more than that to straighten out, Mr. Lazar. Break it up. Out of here now, number one ship. Out! Pick up your shovels there and pitch coal. Pitch your backs into it. Lazar and Smith, go topside to my cabin. Get that steam up and keep it up. I've been at sea for 40 years. I've known fools and I've known wild men, but you're in a class by yourselves. It's my plain duty to see to it that you're not left at liberty to put this ship and what she carries in any more danger, to hand you over for trial ashore so that you'll sail on no other ship for the rest of your lives. That's my duty, but I can't do it. I've got to put up with you because there's no one to take your places. Because of some personal feud between you, you forget there's a job to be done. It doesn't matter to either of you that we're short-handed at best and that we've lost the convoy. Aye, and we might have kept up with it, but we didn't. Remember that now, in case the worst happens, And men that have called you their friends have to pay with their lives for your folly. I'll not ask you to shake hands and forget it. You haven't the sense. But I tell you once and for all, if I have to blow the whistle and feed the furnaces myself, one more word of complaint against either or both of you, and so help me, I'll have you chained to the wall of the brig, and there you'll stay. Now, get back to your work.
You're quiet tonight.
Am I? Then it must be because I have nothing to say.
I could say a lot if I thought you would be interested.
Could you?
I've been thinking. We'll be in New York in a couple of days.
Days or years, it's like living a nightmare.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
How can I help it? This isn't the sort of trip I'd want to remember.
I hope there'll be some things about it you'll want to remember.
I'm sorry I startled you. I didn't mean to come breaking in on your thoughts.
My thoughts aren't important. I was miles away.
Miles? My thoughts sometimes ramble on, too. In my mind just now, there's one of the old stories. The story of the wise child who chose pure gold, and the foolish child who reached for a burning coal instead. Aye, so long as the stars look down, there'll always be men who, like foolish children, passed by the gold, only to get their fingers burned.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow you.
Did you know that Mr. Lazar's decided to sign off and quit when we reached New York?
Why, no,
Curious, isn't it? But a man whose heart and soul's been bent on following the sea. Another trip or two, and maybe he'd be moved up to a first.
That would have been nice for him.
Aye. He's the type of lad that could go far.
I don't know why you're telling me this, Mr. McDougal. It's really not my concern. Makes no difference at all to me what I... I'm sorry. Good night.
Good night.
Immigration okay, no articles of declaration. You'll find your luggage in section P to your left.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, you have Steve. Beauty. Beauty. You'll find your luggage in section S to your left. You'll find your luggage in section M to your left. Milad Lefkowitz.
I just wanted to say goodbye, Miss Parker.
Goodbye, Mr. McDougal, and thank you for everything.
It's been a real pleasure.
Your name, please?
Parker, Helen Parker.
Helen Parker. Everything's all right, Miss Parker?
Thank you.
Well, it's finally over, thank goodness.
Bye, Miss McDougal.
Goodbye.
Bye, Tony. You've been a darling.
Lazar, you better be getting on with your final report.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing you need, Hank, is a tall schooner of cold ale to take the taste of the ship out of your mouth.
Then a haircut and a bath in hot water in a tub.
In a tub, Hank.
Then we can go someplace where we can hear some good music.
That's right, Hank, and take the taste of that concertina out of our ears, Hank.
Oh, yeah?
You won't get more money wherever you go. You're not worth half I pay you.
It isn't the wages I'm talking about, Miss Douglas. I got decent treatment the places I worked. I was treated like a human being.
How dare you!
Emma, answer that.
Hello.
Oh, hello, darling. You're just in time. You can help me.
I can't stay long, Mildred. I want to talk to you about something.
I had a fire, Emma. She's been impossible lately. I'm getting ready to go to the Elephants for cocktails. You know the Elephants, don't you?
Yes, of course.
Oh, it's too bad you weren't invited. It should be amusing. The Blaine's having a crowd, too. I thought I'd drop by there, then come back and change for dinner with the Garrett. Perhaps we'll go dancing later.
Sounds like quite a schedule.
I should hope so after that dreary trip. Get out my dress for me, will you, darling? I have a new black. Well, not there, the other side. And a bag?
Mildred, there's something I want to tell you.
Darling, why don't you go with me to the Ellisons? I'll lend you something to wear.
Thanks, but I can't. I'm leaving tonight for Lisbon.
Helen, you're not going back. Oh, darling, you're simply priceless, our little crusader. Hello? It's Tony. Here, you take it.
He's calling you, isn't he?
Well, I don't want to speak to him. Ask him what he wants.
Suppose you ask him.
Hello? Have you? No, sorry, I'm busy. No, I'll be quite late. But, Tony, I just can't help being busy. Tony, I don't know. Why don't you give me a ring some other time?
So that disposes of Tony Lazar.
I don't think I'll wear this after all.
You're not going to see Tony again?
Why should I? I had no intention of going on with it. He should have known I wasn't really serious.
Perhaps he was too honest to see through your little game.
I don't know what you mean.
Perhaps he believed in you.
Oh, I'm sure he did, but that was foolish of him, wasn't it? Why, darling, you look as though you expect me to feel sorry for Tony Lazar. You are a sentimentalist, aren't you? I haven't the slightest interest in him. I was amused for a while, that's all.
You haven't changed, have you?
Changed?
I was hoping someday you might, but you haven't. You know, Mildred, when we were kids, you used to take toys that didn't belong to you and break them and throw them away. For years, you've been doing the same thing with people and getting away with it.
Darling, I never knew you were so interested in my career.
I didn't realize before how mean and vicious you were. A great Miss Mildred Douglas, who's never done a kind or considerate act in her life unless she thought she'd get paid double in return for it.
You've waited a long time to tell me this.
I thought I knew you, but I didn't. And now I'm beginning to see another picture. And you wouldn't like it because it's the truth about you. And it isn't pretty.
Why don't you just say that you're in love with Tony Lazar? You should have told me. Perhaps I could have made arrangements to share him.
the dressing room door on the way out, will you, darling? It's getting chilly in here.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Al.
Is this where she lives?
Well, now that you've seen where she lives, let that be enough. Let's come along back now to where we can buy us a drink.
The first one's on me.
On him. You wouldn't want to miss that, would you? You don't want to go in there now, Hank?
It'll do you no good.
Just a minute. Who do you want to see?
Her name's Douglas. I gotta talk to her. I gotta ask her something.
Miss Douglas? Wait a minute. I'll see if she's in.
Hey.
Hank. Hank, now.
What's your name?
Smith. Hank Smith.
She let him aboard our ship, in case she can remember that far back.
Hello.
Miss Douglas? This is Alan. I'm sorry to bother you, but there's a man down here. His name is Smith. A sailor, I guess.
What does he look like? Is he alone?
No. He's got two friends with him.
Tell him I'm not in. I don't want to see him. Tell him anything.
Miss Douglas doesn't want to see you.
But I gotta see her. I only want to ask her
But
something.
she doesn't want to see you. Come on, get out of here now. Come on, get out. Don't cause it trouble.
Hey, listen, Hank! This is not a Come on. Let me alone. Come on. Let me alone. I didn't do nothing. I just wanted to talk to her. Come on.
Come on, get him in there. I'm in.
Let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out, I tell you.
Push him back.
Let me out of here. Open up this cage. Let me out of here. Let me out. I didn't do nothing. Let me out, I tell you. Let me out. Open up this cage and let me out of here.
Shut up, will you?
Open up this cage and let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Let him have
Let me
it.
out.
Okay.
Let me out of here. Let me out, I tell you. Let me out, you hear me? Let me out of here. I didn't do nothing.
Turn it on.
Let me out of here, you guys. Let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Stop it, I tell you. Stop her.
That's enough.
Hank's a very peaceful man, Lieutenant. He's just like a great, big, gentle Newfoundland dog. He wouldn't hurt his best friend.
He didn't mean any harm. That dame started it. He was okay.
Well, the thing is, Lieutenant, that I'll look after him.
Huh?
Well, we'll look after him. He can be managed.
All right. Let him out. Come on, pal. You still want to get out?
Come on, come on. You've been sprung.
Move along now, while your one-way ticket's still good. Go on.
Hank, what have they done to you?
Hanky boy.
Look at it.
All right, get him out of here. I'll hold you two responsible. Get him back to the ship and keep him there. But if he's brought in here again, he'll stay in.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Yes,
sir.
officer.
Come on, Hank.
Come on now, Hank.
Much obliged.
Come on.
Everything's going to be all right, Hank.
Come on, Hank. We're almost there now, Hank. We're almost there.
Uh-huh.
The fighting bulldog they used to call him before he quit the ring.
Yeah.
And a champion glass of ale he serves in his place, which we are now approaching by some strange coincidence. We'll go in, 3 towers, I'll say, which is all our friend Mr. Long is likely to pay for.
You talk too much. But a schooner will be good for what ails you, Hank. Make you like your old self again.
Now, Hank, you're making thoughts defeat themselves. Just wipe your mind clear of all that. He's gone.
Where'd he go?
Hank! 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 Hank!
How's the take, Brownie? Good. We get 700 after the big show was top last night. How's the big fellow?
Well, just letting his hand through.
I got to eat.
Yeah, you know, old boy sure likes that stuff. He really goes for it. Bad place to battle.
You're what she seen when she looked at me. Skinny, white-faced dame. I was you to her, and that's what she called me. I can't get it out of my head. It done something to me. You know how you feel sitting in that cage all the time? Well, that's me. You can't think, can you? You just keep sitting there, wondering how you're going to get out. And that's me, too. You like to smash things, don't you? Sure. That's it. Smash things. Smash her. That's what I'll do. Smash her so she can't smash me. Smash her. Smash her. Smash her.
Oh, Tony, it's you.
Hello, Mildred.
Isn't this an odd hour to come calling?
I dropped by earlier. The doorman told me you were out for the evening.
You should have taken my word for it. I told you I wouldn't be here.
Well, you're here now. That's the important thing. Aren't you going to ask me in?
Oh, yes, of course. Come on in. I'm curious to know how you got up here without being announced.
I used a little influence.
How much did it cost you?
$5. Mercenary fellow, that doorman.
You're very resourceful, aren't you, Tony?
I hope so. Well, let's say I know what I want.
An admirable quality. You always get what you want.
That's a question you'll have to answer. I'll never forget the first time I saw you light a cigarette. Matter of fact, 2 cigarettes.
When does your ship sail, Tony?
Tonight, but I won't be on her. Didn't you know what I had in mind when I told you I intended quitting the ship?
No. What did you have in mind?
You.
I think you've had one too many.
Maybe I needed courage.
Well, if this is a proposal, it's certainly a strange one.
Good. I see nothing strange in being in love with you.
Tony, you're talking in circles.
Mildred, what's changed you?
Have I changed?
Well, the way you were before, naturally I thought you were serious.
Too bad you misunderstood my intentions. You see, I had none. I'm not apologizing. It's just that I hate to see you go on making a fool of yourself.
Is that what I've been?
I'm afraid so, Tony. I don't know where you got the idea that I was in love with you. You must have been daydreaming. You're no more important to me than any man I'd happen to meet. You're not now. You never were. It's as clear as that.
Well, I guess that's clear enough.
It should be. Now, if you'll excuse me, Tony, I'll say good night. Or shall we call it goodbye? Oh, Tony, don't forget the doorman. Perhaps he'll give you back your $5.
Been seeing how the other half lives. It ain't no different. Pour me a double shot. I need it.
Heading back to the old tub?
Yeah. Nobody calls her a tub.
No offense, Hank. No offense. Have one on the house. There's a friend of yours back there ain't going to make the ship. Back your tears. Here we are sailing on her again.
Suppose there's worse than her somewhere, maybe.
She'll never be the same. There'll be something missing here, Mr. Long.
Well, he ain't got a problem. Let's get going.
Start pitching! Get that steam up!
Take me buckle! Where you been all night? What you been up to?
What do you think, my last night ashore? You talk too much. Get going! Speed up! Get that steam up! Take it in there! Hey down! Hey down!
Your old self again, Hank.
Why be in all your old self again?
25! That's good! Make your move! Hey down! Hey down!